Welcome to the second session on the series that we are doing, Meta Ads. Today I'm going to talk about what makes a successful Meta ad. I gave you like a general introduction about Meta ad. But in today's session, I'm going to take it one step forward and I'm going to talk about what makes a successful Meta ad. I hope you guys know what we are talking about when we are talking about Meta ad. Meta is basically the umbrella that's owned by Facebook, and under this umbrella comes Facebook, Instagram, WhatsApp, so on and so forth. And Meta ads are those ads that run on these platforms. So when you log into your Instagram, you might have seen sponsored posts or sponsored ads for all kinds of things. You were probably searching for a sofa set for your living room, and now suddenly Instagram is showing you all kinds of ads from different furniture companies or interior decor companies, right? So that is what we mean by meta ad. In my previous session, I gave a very brief introduction about meta ad, how it works and all of that. You can go watch that. And in this session, the second session, I'm going to talk about what makes a successful meta ad. There are certain bits and pieces that goes into running a meta ad campaign. I hope what I'm going to say is going to make sense, because I don't have any visuals here. This is why I actually prefer doing a Zoom webinar so that I can share screen and show you things. But this is what we have right now, and let's make do with whatever resources we have. So when you're running a meta ad, one of my top tip is to, when you're starting out, let's say this is your first ad that you're placing, I would highly recommend going to your profile and using a content or like a reel or a carousel that has already done well organically. What do I mean by organic? So there are two kinds of reach: organic reach and paid reach. So organic is when you're posting content like you normally do on your Instagram or Facebook, and the reach that you get through that particular piece of content. And paid reach is where you are placing an ad, let's say a meta ad, and the reach that you're getting through that ad. So these two reaches are different and they work differently. So when you're starting off, let's say this is your very first time as someone placing an ad on Meta, I would recommend using a post that has already done well organically. So you know that people already like this piece of content. You know that your clientele or your IC likes this particular piece of content, and there are better chances of it reaching more people. Okay. Now let's talk about some of the parameters to keep in mind when you're placing an ad. Number one, video generally tends to do better. This is why we at Neelunco are always pushing video marketing, whether it's short form video, or short form video means something like a reel or a TikTok, or long form video like that of YouTube. Okay. So for ads, videos generally tend to do better, and it's always recommended to try and use video. Now, if you don't have video, then the next best option is a carousel. A carousel is where you have, that swipe left option where you can have up to 10 images or 10 videos. So there are more for people to swipe left and see. So either a video or a carousel, and then make sure that your ad has a proper CTA. So when someone clicks on that ad, where do they go? What is the next step that they have to take? You have to make sure that you clarify that. So sign up now or send us a message. You will find various options on the meta ad screen when you're creating the campaign. So make sure you have a proper CTA, and the CTA actually works also. So for example, if you are asking people to tap on a link, make sure that link is actually opening and the link is taking the person where it's supposed to take. Sometimes I get ads from big brands, especially clothing brands, and they'll be showing me really enticing photos of clothing, let's say salwar kameez, and I would like a particular piece, but when I tap on the link, it takes me to their homepage. And it's so annoying because now I have to sit through and go through 3,000, 4,000, 5,000 images of clothing. I'm talking about huge brands. And if they had linked me directly to that particular piece that I'm looking for, I might have bought that piece. But now I'm so annoyed, I don't bother. I just pull myself out of the ad and I do something else. So when you are placing an ad and when you're leaving a link to something, make sure that you're actually making it easier for the person to buy what they want to buy. If your ad says buy now and takes it to somewhere else, takes you to some other point where the person can't make a purchase, then what is the point of spending so much money and placing the ad? Make sure there's less text on the image. When there is too much going on, especially if it's a video and there's like too much text going on top, on right, on left, on bottom, here and there, then it makes it visually very difficult for the person to focus. So make sure that your video or your image doesn't have a lot of text running around, and it's easier for the person watching to understand what the ad is about. Gives a good hook. So hooks are basically some kind of sentence that or a phrase that catches the attention of the person who is watching the video or the ad. It shouldn't be a clickbait. Don't go with clickbaits where people feel fooled. People don't like it and they will remember that okay, this particular brand had this particular ad and I went. They basically wasted my time. So try to stay away from clickbaits, but you can have hooks. Like for example, Diwali discount. It's a general hook. Diwali discount, 15% off, something like that. But make sure it's clear and concise. Another thing, and this is where a lot of times I've noticed, like when I've had conversations with, especially with other small business owners, and they tell me about running meta ads. One of the things they tell me is that they placed ad, they had enough budget and everything, but they were getting random followers from different parts of the world, and they were not getting the kind of people that they wanted to get. The reason why this happens is because your targeting is completely off. Under meta ads, there are options where you can target people based on their gender, their age, and the location, the geographic location, and based on their interest and behavior. So this is where your ICA or your customer persona comes in. If you are not sure about who your client is or whom you're trying to target, then there's no point in blaming Facebook or Instagram for bringing in the wrong followers. You need to know whom you're targeting so that you can target those people properly and get in the right people in. Copywriting. So yeah, copywriting is where, like I said earlier about the hooks, this is where copywriting comes in. Good copy, precise, concise information can help your ad stand out and grab the attention of people. Remember that people are always scrolling, and especially when they are getting one too many ads, they can get super annoyed as well. So try to keep your ad very creative but also concise and to the point, so that you're able to catch the attention of the person who is watching and get them to the website or get them to DM you, depending on what your objective from the ad is. So this is a basic look on what makes a successful meta ad. I have a webinar, a live webinar coming up on 27th Sunday. That's the last Sunday of November, 11 a.m. IST to 12:30 IST, where I will be teaching you via Zoom. So it's going to be a live webinar via Zoom where I'll be teaching you step by step on how to run meta ads. What are the things to keep in mind, and you will basically place an ad with me. If you have your laptop open and you are following my instructions, then you will be able to place an ad with me and get it up and running. Okay, I have one more free live session coming up next Saturday, which is going to be on like what are the things that you should keep in mind when hiring an agency like Neelunco to run your ads. There are a lot of people out there moonlighting as marketers but have zero clue on even the basic fundamentals of marketing. So don't lose money by investing in such companies. Instead, go for go for good companies like Neelunco or even others. And I'll be talking about what are the things that you should keep in mind when hiring a freelancer or an agency or a social media manager, anyone really, to run meta ads on your behalf, so that your money goes in good hands and you get good ROI in return. So that's about it from me today. Do you guys have any questions? You can leave it in the question sticker. How to register for the live Zoom webinar on Meta Ads? You can just send a DM to Neelu and Co. And I'll send you our payment details. You basically just have to make the payment and the rest will be taken care by us. It's 999 rupees per person and it's going to be a live webinar. Okay, so the question is, do you have to have a license for Meta Ads? So this is a tricky question. Why? Because there are chances of your country's authorities seeing your ad, and if you don't have I mean, honestly, why would you have a business without a license? I don't get it. I'm assuming you're based in UAE because it's always the Dubai peeps who ask me about license, and UAE has very strict laws when it comes to having a business without a license. So this thing is always to have a license in place. But if your question is whether Meta Ads ask you for license information, as far as I know, they don't. They do, like in India, they do ask for PAN card details and GST details for tax purposes. But for different countries, it's best to find out how it works in your country. Alright, I don't see any other question coming in, so I'm wrapping up the session. Take care, bye.